the blues run deep. Crooked justice, a secret they keep. But I see through her lies, I see the truth. Gonna make her pay for what she do. Fanny's got a reputation to uphold, but her tactics are shady. Story untold, she thinks she's clever, but I'm on to her game. I'll expose her ways and put her to shame.
Heyo, folks! Yes, I found time to stream. And yeah, first of all, yesterday I completely spent, but I couldn't leave you a day without something from me. So I almost rushed through the most interesting part, for me at least, that happened lately. Mr. Steele's appeal to the Georgia Supreme Court. Yeah. For you who don't know, Mr. Steele is technically still sentenced to 20 days in jail for contempt of court. This had to be handled by the Georgia Supreme Court. And now the prosecution wrote a letter to the Georgia Supreme Court saying basically, please don't call us. We promise we had nothing to do with it. We have nothing to add to it. Please don't call us. And then Georgia, no, who was it? I have to check here. The American Board of Criminal Defense Lawyers, chimed in with an amicus brief where they tore Judge Glanville and the prosecution apart. So I read those two yesterday, and it is currently at almost 10,000 views, which is amazing for my little channel. So thank you so much. So today I got myself the time to stream. We will see, because I still have some work to do. And if it's interesting, I'll keep going. If it's not interesting, I call it quits at lunchtime. So I have no idea who is testifying today, but thank you all so much. And something I have to show you. I'm at 9,815 subscribers. I'm 185 from the magic number. 10,000 views. And when I hit that, the following Friday, I will have an Ask Me Almost Anything stream in connection to my usual Friday panel show, in which members can send me questions via Discord, or the general population, or Gen Pop, no, and the rest can choose between just asking questions in chat the following Friday, which probably will be next Friday, just to make sure. But at that time in the panel show, it will be Ask Me Almost Anything. The reason why I say almost, can't answer questions about clients and stuff like that. Are you going to wear my stripy t-shirt? Do I have one? I don't know if I have one. I have a striped suit. But first, gotta get to the number 10K, and the following Friday on the panel show will be an Ask Me Almost Anything. But so that is what I wanted to show you. So just my deep appreciation for you all. But we are here for this day 128. Yesterday was what you call it, emotions day, hearing day of sorts. A lot of interesting things happen, and I will collect that in a series of videos, which I will publish this weekend, which I found most interesting. And okay. Let's get on with it. Yes, get on with it. I'm a few minutes behind, not unusual. So, yeah.
Do we have any matters we need to take up before we get the jury in this morning?
Not in the state, Your Honor.
Okay. Everybody good?
Hey.
Hello, tell me your name.
David Howell.
Howell? Okay, you've been with us before? Okay, welcome back. All right, are you ready with your next witness?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
The first witness is outside and walking.
Okay, all right, and is the jury ready? All right, okay, let's get the jury in.
All right, going straight for jury. All right, I wonder who's... No, Miss Love? She isn't there? Oh, great. My day is instantly better. Instantly better.
Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Mr. Atkins, you can call the state's next witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state calls Ms. Sharon Latner to the stand.
Okay.
Let's slow it down so I can catch the name properly. Oh, it's the... Oh, she's been there for a few times. She is the records custodian.
Sharon Latners, SharonLatners.
Good morning, Ms. Latners, and welcome back.
Good morning.
Now, Ms. Latners, I am going to approach with what's been marked as states 1, Juliet, Juliet, through 1 Juliet Juliet Alpha and Bravo?
She's basically there to enter things into evidence as a records
Now, Ms. Ladner,
custodian.
you can take
She's
a
been
minute and look through those 3
called and
exhibits just look up
recalled.
at me when you're ready.
I believe this is the 5th time she's here.
Okay.
What are those, Ms. Ladners?
One John is CAD report.
Can you pull that, mic towards your?
This one?
Yeah, that one. Thank you.
Exhibit 1. 1 John 1. I'm sorry, 1 John, then 1 John 8 is a copy of the CAD report for the incident.
And what is that disc, Ms. Ladners? 1 JJ Bravo.
911 calls.
And Ms. Ladners, do you recognize those?
Yes,
And are they a fair and accurate depiction of the CAD reports and the 911 call associated with this incident?
yes,
And before testifying, Ms. Ladners, did you review and mark that 911 call on 1 Juliet Juliet Bravo?
yes,
Your Honor, at this time, the state moves to admit state's exhibits 1 Juliet Juliet and 1 Juliet Juliet Alpha and Bravo.
They're admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state is publishing.
One of the times when she was up there and admitting things, the defense got a hold of the radio chatter from the laundromat incident, where the conveniently the prosecution forgot that cops on the radio told everybody who listened that they did search for, not only searched for the surveillance camera and the surveillance video, they also watched the surveillance video. Something the prosecution claimed to the court didn't exist. So let's see what today brings.
1 Juliet Juliet.
Yeah, she really doesn't want to be there, but they keep calling her.
Now, Ms. Ladners, what is the incident number for this CAD report? Or what are the last 4?
you have 0288 and 0292.
What is the date of this CAD report?
April the 28th, 2015.
And for specifically 1 Juliet Juliet, what call type and description was this call?
Call came as shots fired. Officer changed it to 86, which is vandalism. The call came in as shots fired, which was a 25. Officer changed it to 86, which means vandalism.
Ms. Ladners, in your experience with APD, what are some type of situations where an 86 vandalism could come across on a CAD report?
If our operator if a caller called in and says car been vandalized, it's car been shot up, window been broken, that's vandalism.
Now, Ms. Ladners, what was the location address for this incident?
2517 Dunley Harwell Parkway, Northwest Atlanta.
Are you familiar with that location, Ms. Ladners?
There's a club over there.
That's fair enough. Now, Ms. Ladners, I'm going to publish what's already been admitted as 1 Tango Alpha.
I made myself a bit smaller so you can see her properly.
Now, Ms. Ladners, a couple weeks back, did you and me talk about 1 Tango Alpha?
Yes,
And what is the address of 1 Tango Alpha?
551 Woods Drive, Northwest Atlanta.
Ms. Ladners, you actually don't have that before you. You have, if you look on, is your screen working on that laptop with the Zoom?
Yes,
I just published an exhibit you don't have physically before you.
okay.
What is the address for 1 Tango Alpha?
On this string, it says 2517 Dunley Harwell Parkway, Northwest Atlanta.
Is that the same address as 1 Juliet Juliet we were just discussing?
Yes,
Your Honor, republishing State's Exhibit 1 Juliet Juliet. Now, Ms. Ladners, Was this a 911 call or officer generated CAD report?
Officer generated CAD report.
What time was this CAD report generated?
Officer pulled out on the call at 02:20 a.m. hours.
What time was the call? And is this one Juliet, Miss Latners?
Say that again?
Is this one Juliet?
Yes,
Is the dispatch time and the call receive time the same?
yes,
Is that because it was officer generated?
yes.
Now, what time was this call cleared?
It cleared at 04:34 a.m. hours.
Now, do you see on page 1, Ms. Latners, under unit information, there's a number of, it says SEC unit and it has numbers?
Yes,
Now, what does that indicate?
well, it looks like a off-duty unit was working at the club. He pulled out. And once he come over there, he said shots fired at the location. Most of every unit in that zone 1 is going to go to that location. So that's why you have the different units out there at that location.
So do each of those units that have a different number reflect a different officer?
Yes,
And roughly, is that about how many units do you see listed on page 1?
Yeah, the cops in Atlanta are paid so poorly. They have second jobs. And here's the something that my home country, Sweden, realized a number of years ago. If you want better cops, you have to pay them properly. Apparently, this is a foreign concept in Atlanta. Who knew that paying the higher the pay, the more qualified people will apply to it?
12 units.
Now, Ms. Latners, turning to page 2, do you see at the top, does it continue to list different unit numbers that responded?
Yes,
How many do you see on the top of page 2?
5 units.
So in total, is it about 17 units that responded to this call?
Yes,
Now, do you see beneath that, Ms. Latners, where it has unit times and has a number of codes?
yes.
What code is A alpha?
I mean, the unit arrived on the scene,
What code is EN
en route,
and BU?
back up.
So, Ms. Latners, is page 2 of this, is this indicating when various officers are arriving or en route to that location?
Correct.
Now, further down, Ms. Latners, do you see where, and you had stated to the jury, do you see on page 2 where it stated that the count was a 25 for shots fired?
Yes,
And does it list that count changing to an 86 further on in the CAD report?
not on the second page, it doesn't.
If you turn to page 3, Ms. Latners, do you see where there's a code for RT?
Yes,
What does that code mean?
that means that the unit is sitting in his car on his MDT running different information, tabs, person wanted.
And Ms. Latners, is short on CAD reports, is TXT, what is that short for?
TXT,
Yes, ma'am.
that's the information coming back for his MDT
And what about LIC?
license.
Now, Ms. Latners,
Libby as on 911 calls hearsay.
brief moment, Ms. Latners.
Yeah, but it's also an exception due to present time something.
So, Ms. Latners, I want to walk through this with you. Starting on page 3, you see the time 2:27:57 a.m. on the top of page 3,
22750, what?
57.
Yes,
Can you tell the jury what that indicates?
that indicates that the unit is running someone tag. Well, it shows license, I'm sorry, correct, license.
And what are the last four of that license?
4209.
Now, Ms. Latners, a little bit further down at 229:34, kind of in the middle of the page, do you see the code at 229:34?
They're running another license plate.
Is that a different last four of the license plate?
Yes, 7542.
And Ms. Latner, kind of towards the bottom of page 3 at 251, 57. Do you see that code?
Yes,
Is that a different last four than the previous two?
yes,
Is that another vehicle and license that's being ran?
Yeah, so somebody search for 2 cars. And thank you, Steve Keats, with the New Zealand $10. Thank you so much. Saying good morning and great to see you. Thank you so much for your great commentary and streams. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you for your support of this channel. Thank you.
Now turning to page 4, Ms. Latner, do you see at the top at the time 3/12/15 a.m.?
okay.
What code or what is happening on the CAD report at 3/12/15 a.m.?
They'll run another license plate, 0994.
A third car?
Ms. Latner, to 3/16/49, kind of towards the middle of the page. Do you see that?
Yes,
Can you tell the jury what that indicates at 3/16/49?
they'll run another license plate, 9521.
So they are canvassing the area for and checking all the license plates.
Latner's turning to 3/23/49 a.m. kind of towards the bottom of the page. Do you see another code at that time?
And they run another license plate, 7271.
And Ms. Latner's finally at 3/40/57 towards the bottom of the page. What is happening at 3/40/57?
They're running another license plate, 9843.
Now, Ms. Latner, is that
Okay, to my understanding, because I check Thuggy Daily on Twitter, they have now moved on from the Donovan Thomas incident. Now it's a new shooting, apparently. So this will be completely new. Let's see if the evidence they bring forward is not garbage. I don't have my hopes up, because the reason why I say this is because I've been covering this trial for a year and a half, or this case for a year and a half, and everything has been garbage up until now. That's why it's a calculated guess.
7, or how many, is that 7 license plates that you just indicated were reflected in CAD report?
Yes,
Do you see the 4th row above the CAD narrative at 4:34:43 a.m.?
434 what?
4:34:43.
Yes,
What is occurring at 4:34:43?
they did a report on each one of those license plates. They put in code 17.
What does code 17 mean? What about that?
They did a report for whoever vehicles these are.
Now, Ms. Latner, flip it to page 1 briefly. What time was this case cleared?
Clear their 0434 AM hours.
Is that the same time as when you indicated they generated a report on page 4?
Yes,
What does the code DC mean?
they just, DC is, distribution. I'm sorry, DC is mean they clear the call for that 17.
Now, Ms. Latner, do you see a CAD narrative at the bottom on page 4?
Yes,
What is the first input in that CAD narrative?
it shows 78 shots on calls, 67 vehicles shot up at location.
What is it? Does it say no 78?
No 78.
What does that mean?
No, look out on the person who did the shooting.
And then it says 6 to 7 vehicles shot up at location.
Yes,
So with the 7 license plates that were ran on scene, is that aligned or not aligned with 7 vehicles being shot up?
yes,
Oh, 7
Ms.
cars
Latner,
shot
do you
up?
also see the second from the bottom in the CAD narrative on page 4? Is there any related incident numbers to this?
yes, it is.
What is the last 4 of the related incident number?
0292.
And Ms. Latner's the very last at 3:51:45, when it says M type 25 to 86. Is that what you were describing of the count changing for the jury?
Yes,
Ms. Latner's, I want to turn to, is that the end of this CAD report for 1 Juliet Juliet?
yes,
Ms. Latner's, I want to turn to 1 Juliet Juliet Alpha. Is 1 Juliet Juliet Alpha related to the CAD report we just discussed?
yes,
Is the last 4 of that CAD the same last four reflected in 1 Juliet that we just discussed?
Yes,
Is it the same? What date is this?
April 28th, 2015,
Now, what zone and beat are these two CAD reports?
Zone 1. And they're on beat 109 speed.
Now, for CAD report 1 Juliet Alpha, what is the address?
551 Woods Drive, Northwest Atlanta.
And with the two CAD reports being the same zone and the same beat, and Your Honor, publishing 1 Juliet Alpha.
Correct.
Are they in the same part of the city, Your Honor? Or, I mean, sorry, Ms. Latner, or nearby?
Yes,
Was this call, unlike the first call, a 911 or officer generated call?
it came through with 911,
What time was the 911 call?
02:20 a.m. hours.
What time was the call received with dispatch?
Dispatch received the call 02:21 hours.
Now, Ms. Latner is just briefly glancing back at 1 Juliet. Is this 911 call after or before the officer generated CAD report we just discussed?
A couple of seconds after for the officer generating it.
When did officers arrive to this 911 call?
First officer arrived at 02:26 hours.
What priority call was this 911 call?
I'm prior to 2 calls.
Is that a 10-minute response?
Yes,
What time was this call cleared?
it was cleared at 02:32 a.m. hours.
Was it cleared roughly 10 minutes after the call or officers arrived?
Yes,
Now, turning to the CAD narrative on page 2, do you see that, Ms. Latner? The fourth row from the top at 2:21:28 a.m. Can you tell the jury what that indicates?
the call advised the operator they heard about 30 shots in the area.
Now, Ms. Latner's the very last input at 2:23:36. Does it have a related CAD report?
Yes, it does.
And is that related CAD report 1 Juliet?
Yes,
Now, Ms. Latner's, I'm going to publish is 1 Juliet Bravo, the 911 call that corresponds with this CAD report? The disc you have before you?
yes.
Your Honor, at this time, the state's going to publish 1 Juliet Bravo for the jury.
Atlanta 911 emergency operator 12 at 7 address of the emergency.
551 Woods Drive, Northwest Atlanta, Georgia, but don't come to surgery.
Okay, let me verify. 551 Woods Drive, Northwest, right?
Yeah,
Okay, but doing that, so what's going on? You need the police, fire, ambulance?
gunshots,
How many?
a lot, like 30.
Heard 30 gunshots in the area, 551 Woods Drive?
Yes.
Okay, but do not come to Woods Drive. Did you see anybody?
No.
Okay, heard about 30 shots, so, okay, and your name?
Don't want to.
Bill. Okay, that's fine. Can I just verify your phone number in case we have to call you back? Just ask a question.
442856734.
Okay, 442856734? Okay, hold on one second. Are you near Flood Crucial?
That person, I hope, changed the number since then. Why wasn't that redacted? Because that's not important. Jesus. Hey, Iron Rabbit gifted 5 memberships. Thank you to Henny Hen, Avid Events, Danny, Melissa, and Susan Lee. Thank you so much, Iron Rabbit. And you who were gifted, you have now access to all my members-only content, members-only emojis, and to my Discord. So everybody say thank you to Iron Rabbit. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, all right, Mel, I think we've already had that reported, but thank you for calling, okay?
Okay.
Thank you now, bye-bye.
Now, Ms. Latner, I'm going to approach you with what's been marked as 1 kilo through 4 kilo alpha. I'm going to grab these Juliets from you. Or actually, I'm going to leave them up here. Ms. Latner, if you can take a minute to look through those kilo exhibits and just look up at me when you're ready. Ms. Latners, what are 1 kilo kilo through 4 kilo kilo alpha that I just gave you and you just reviewed?
CAD reports from April 28th, 2015.
And how do you recognize them?
Yes,
Is one of those a disc?
yes,
Is there any significant markings on that disc?
my initials.
Were you able to listen what's on that disc before testifying here today?
Yes,
And Ms. Latners, are 1 kilo kilo through 4 kilo kilo alpha a fair and accurate depiction of the CAD reports and 911 call for this incident?
yes,
Your Honor, at this time, the state moves to introduce into evidence 1 kilo kilo, 2 kilo kilo, 3 kilo kilo, 4 kilo kilo, and also, Your Honor, the 1 through 4 kilo kilo alpha.
All right, those are admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Ms. Landers, in publishing 1 kilo kilo for the jury. Ms. Landers, what is the date of this incident report?
April 28th, 2015.
The same date as we just discussed?
Yes,
What is the location of this call?
1291 MLK Drive, Northwest Atlanta.
What type of call was this?
Shots fired.
What is the zone and beat?
Zone 1, 105 feet.
And Ms. Latners, for the record, what is the incident report for 1 kilo kilo?
15-118-0455.
Ms. Latners, was this a officer generated or 911 call?
911 call.
What time was this 911 call generated?
04:03 a.m. hours.
Now, Ms. Latners, if you glance at 1 Juliet, Juliet, is this 911 call after or before those?
After.
You said it was made at 04:0325.
Yes,
When was the call received at dispatch?
04:34 a.m. hours.
When were officers dispatched to that location?
04:05 a.m. hours.
And when were officers cleared from this scene?
04:12:56 a.m. hours.
Now, Ms. Latners, do you see at the bottom with the CAD narrative? Can you describe what at 4:04:34 a.m. for the jury, what that indicates?
Caller advised she heard she heard shots fired in the area.
Does that indicate that the caller heard 8 shots fired in the area?
Yes,
Now, Ms. Latners, at the top, do you see the disposition for this CAD report?
it shows code 12 and also say CCAD 0462.
And does code 12 signify that there's some type of investigation?
Yes,
Ms. Latners, do you have before you 1 kilo kilo alpha? Or already admitted, Your Honor, the state's going to publish 1 kilo kilo alpha.
Atlanta 911, operator 6173, what's the address here, emergency?
Well, 1291 Martin Luther King Jr. Drive. Somebody's firing off AKs in the neighborhood.
About how many did you hear?
Just heard about 17 shots.
Did you want to see what the officer when they come out?
Nah, I'm asleep, but I mean, dang, it's every night.
Okay.
And they can check the address at 1271. It's an empty house next door to me. They going in and out that house at night. They start going in that house about 8:30 dark at night, and they go in and out the house all night. Cars parked down on Rockmart. So I don't know. It's not this. Like I said, it can't be but a few houses away that they shoot, that are random shooting. And it goes on every night in the neighborhood. But just it's kind of close that time. Thank you very much.
Okay, we're going to be someone out.
Yeah, maybe you can get a little patrols through there in the evening time. They bus caps, shoot caps every night. He around through there between 2 and 4.
Okay. All right, I'll send someone out.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome, Mama.
Publishing what's been admitted, Your Honor, as 2 kilo kilo. And Ms. Latners, with all of these kilo kilo exhibits that we're discussing, was there how many total CAD reports do you have before you?
4.
And were all 4 of those related to the same incident?
Yes.
Ms. Latters, in 2 Kilo Kilo, what is the incident report for this CAD report?
151180456.
Was 1 Kilo Kilo, did that end in 455?
Yes.
Is this 456?
Yes.
And Ms. Latters, when CAD reports come through APD, do they get incident numbers in sequential order?
Yes.
So this is the next incident report after 1 Kilo Kilo.
Yes.
What is the location for this incident number?
1469 Mill Street Southwest.
What is the zone and beat for this CAD?
Zone 1, 104's beat.
Is that the same zone and beat as 1 Kilo Kilo?
No, the first one was 105's beat,
Is 104 near 105's beat?
right next door.
What was the source of this CAD report? Was it a 911 call or officer generated?
911 call,
What time was this call received?
0403 AM hours
Was that after or before 1 Kilo Kilo?
after.
What type of priority was this call?
Prior to 2,
Is that a 10-minute response time?
10 minutes.
What time was this call cleared?
0412 hours.
Mr. Jingles is here.
0412 AM hours.
Ms. Latters, compare.
For you who don't know, we here are all a part of Mr. Jingles Viking Thugs. This is a non-criminal gang who are reasonably civil towards each other. We do not commit or do anything in furtherance of anything. We don't take responsibilities for each other's actions or words. We are the friendly Viking Thugs, or Mr. Jingles Viking Thugs. All right.
Comparing 2 Kilo Kilo with 1 Kilo Kilo, how close in time is the clearance between the 2 calls?
About 5 seconds off.
What was the disposition of 2 Kilo Kilo?
Code 12 investigated CCAD 0462.
Is that the same CCAD 0462 referenced in 1 Kilo Kilo?
Yes.
Publishing, Your Honor, 3 Kilo Kilo? Ms. Lattners, what is the incident number for 3 Kilo Kilo?
151180460.
Is this the same date as what we just discussed?
Yes.
What zone and beat is 3 Kilo Kilo?
Zone 1, 104's beat.
Was this self-initiated by an officer or a 911 call?
It's 911 call.
Now, Ms. Lattners, what time was this call received?
046 AM hours.
How close in time is the 04, 06, 07 hours to 1 and 2 Kilo Kilo we just discussed?
Couple of minutes off.
Ms. Lattners, what time was this call cleared?
0408 AM hours.
And turning to the CAD narrative at 4:06:07 AM, can you explain for the jury what that indicates?
Received a call, followed by 7 shots heard in the area.
And Ms. Lattners, turning to the top, what is the disposition for 3 Kilo Kilo?
The 911 canceled the call. I'm sorry, dispatch canceled the calls because all of it was related to the first 2 calls. And she marks in CCAD 0462, 0456, since all in the same area as 104 speed.
Is that why, Ms. Lattners, the call was canceled 2 minutes after this 911 call was generated?
Correct.
Your Honor, publishing what's been marked as 4 Kilo Kilo. Ms. Lattners, looking at 4 Kilo Kilo, what is the incident number for 4 Kilo Kilo?
151180462.
Is this the 0462 that was referenced in the previous 3 Kilo Kilo exhibits?
Yes.
What's the location for this CAD report?
1428 Adele Avenue Southwest.
What zone and beat is 1428?
Yes, I know. It may not be as interesting to hear her reading this into record, but at least we get to listen to some 911 calls and I would assume she will be off the stand quite shortly, and then we will see who is the next witness.
Adele Avenue Southwest.
Zones 104 is beat.
Is that the same beaten zone or the neighboring beaten zone for the previous 3 CAD reports?
Yes,
And what was the source of this CAD report? Was it 911 call or officer generated?
911 call,
What time was the 911 call made?
04:05 a.m. hours,
What time was the 911 call received by APD dispatch?
04:06 a.m. hours,
What time were officers dispatched out to that call?
04:07 a.m. hours,
What time was this call cleared?
07:04 a.m. hours.
Now, Ms. Latner, you see on page 1, it has unit information.
Yes,
Who was the primary unit on this call?
11:04.
And is there any officers listed?
This
For this
is
case.
an unexpected
Yes.
work of today.
Adrian Pitts.
No Miss Love so far.
Is there multiple unit numbers beneath 1104?
Yes,
Is that multiple officers responding to this call?
yes.
What type of call is this? What's the code?
Code is 50, person shot,
Would a person shot code 50, what kind of response would that get?
priority 2,
And how quick a response time is priority 2 within APD CAD?
should be quick as possible. We have 10 minutes to dispatch it out.
Now, Ms. Latner, do you see on page 2, the CAD narrative at the bottom?
Yes,
Can you describe for the jury what is indicated at 4:06:28, the third from the top?
it advised female shot, female grazed by bullet.
What is after female grazed by bullet?
College State someone shot up house.
And Ms. Latner's 2 beneath that at 4:07:40, is it reference a related incident number we've already discussed?
Yes,
Your Honor, at this time, the state is going to publish 4 kilo alpha for the jury.
And now a 911 call.
Put that lead out.
And that's 911, operator 657, what's the address of your emergency?
Someone just turned the shot on my house and my auntie got shot.
Okay. Okay, what's the address?
1428
1428
Adair Avenue.
Adair?
30314.
Is this in a house or an apartment?
You said what now?
Is this a house or an apartment?
Our house?
Okay, that's Adair Avenue Northeast? Southeast?
I thought it's southeast.
Okay.
1428 Adair Avenue, and that's the 30314.
Okay, it's not coming up southeast. Hold on one moment.
ADELE.
Oh, Adele.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, hold for great.
Mama told me I seen her.
Brittany EMS, what is the status of your emergency?
Hello.
This is Brittany EMS, what is the status of your emergency?
1428.
Okay, repeat that one more time. Okay, repeat that. So we have correct. Hello?
Hello.
Can you repeat the address to make sure we have it correct?
1428 Avenue.
All right, Department of Private House.
A house.
What's the phone number you're calling from in case we're disconnected?
404
Oh, crying out loud. Stop
All right, and what's your name?
doxing people's phone number. It isn't that hard.
Oh, I was just, when I was on the website, people, somebody just trying to go shoot up the house.
I have to go back on this stream and see if I can bleep
Okay. Are you with the patient right
or
now?
simply cut
Oh,
out
somebody in bed.
these things.
Okay. Are you with her right now? You know what, ma'am? Are you with her right now, Simon? Yes, ma'am. Okay, how old is she? She is. She got the would have been go through. She got straight. But she ain't. How you not this way? Is she awake? Yes, she awake. She breathing. You said, yes, she breathing. Okay, when did this happen? When did this happen? When did this happen? Great. 5 minutes ago. Okay, and is the was still nearby? You said what? The person that was shooting, are they still in the area? Yes, well, that's still in the house. Okay, is there any serious bleeding? No, ma'am. Bleeding at all? Yes, she's bleeding. The blood's pressure. All right, is she completely alert? You said what, ma'am? Is she completely alert? Yes, ma'am. All right, what part of her body was injured? The butt. Okay, she's got her butt. Yes, ma'am. Is there more than one wound? No, ma'am. All right, so this is nice to help that alarm. I'll play with the next round by police and does not do. Okay, steering round. Okay. Okay, great.
You're cuddly today, Mr. Jingles. What's going on? Are you hungry?
We need to know if the
No,
person
you
that
just
shot her is
ate.
still on scene. Yes, ma'am. So the person, the people that were shooting, are they still around? Oh, yes, I definitely was right. Okay, so they're nowhere inside the shot. Oh, no, ma'am. You know where they are or where they went? No, ma'am. We woke up. Okay. So this time, next up, demo out, like this next. Grab a clean, dry cloth or towel. Okay. Okay, and I want you to take your right arm, press down firmly, and don't look at her. Okay. Let her know the help is coming. Don't give her any food or drink that might make her sick or cause problems for the doctor. Let her rest as comfortable as possible. But watch her closely. If she becomes less awake and violent, please turn her on her side. Okay, so when you family test, gather any medications that you're taking, please unlock your door. Sit on the outside light and have the one need paramedic. If you okay, we'll look back for further instructions on the way. Okay, the police is already outside. Okay.
Ms. Latners, that was 911 call that corresponded with 0462.
Yes.
Ms. Latners, I'm going to approach you with what's marked as 1 Lima Lima, 1 Lima Lima Alpha, and 1 Lima Lima.
And yes, I'm playing this in 1.25 so we catch up.
Excuse me, and 2 Lima Lima.
Oh. I saw
Ms.
that,
Latners, just
Mr.
take a minute,
Jingles.
look
You
over
had your claws out.
those exhibits and just look up at me when you're ready.
If I give you good scratches, do not bite, please. Do not scratch, please.
Ms. Latners, what are 1 Lima Lima, 2 Lima Lima, and 1 Lima Lima Alpha?
Couple can report for that incident.
Is there also a 911 call associated with those?
Yes.
And are they a fair and accurate depiction of the 911 call and CAD reports for this incident?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, the state moves to tender into evidence 1 Lima Lima, 1 Lima Lima Alpha, and 2 Lima Lima.
You may.
I'm gonna come grab these, Ms. Latners. I'll be right back.
Okay, Miss Hilton is there. No Miss Love. I can live with this for the rest of the trial with no Miss Love. I really could.
I'll give these back to you, Ms. Latners.
Oh, crap. There she is.
So was there objection or did y'all just need to see them?
My day got instantly worse.
Okay, they're preserved. All right, so those are admitted.
Your Honor, thank you, Your Honor. Publishing 1 Lima Lima. Ms. Latners, what is the incident report for
It's like with trolls. If you don't talk about them, they don't show up. If you talk about them, being glad they're not there, ta-da, they show up.
1 Lima Lima.
151180587,
What is the date?
April 28th, 2015.
And Ms. Latners, what type of call is 1 Lima Lima?
Shots fired.
What was the location of the shots fired?
1903 Drew Drive Northwest.
What is the zone and beat for this call?
Zone 1, 110 speed.
Now, Ms. Latners, was this a 911 call or officer generated?
911 call.
What time was this 911 call made?
05:50 a.m. hours.
And Ms. Latners, is this after or before the 2517 Donnelly Hollowell 1JJ we discussed?
After.
Is this after or before the 1428 Adele Drive we just discussed with Kilo Kilo exhibits?
After.
Ms. Latners, when were officers dispatched to the scene?
At 05:53 a.m. hours.
When did they arrive?
06:01 a.m. hours.
And what time was this call cleared?
06:44 a.m. hours.
Now, Ms. Latners, do you see unit information in the middle of page 1?
I do.
What is the primary unit for this call?
1110s.
And what officer is associated with 1110?
Sean Hill.
Now, Ms. Latners, turning to the CAD narrative, the third from the top at 5:52:18 a.m. Can you explain for the jury what that indicates?
It indicates that the operator put in information about heard 9 gunshots fired near parking deck from the caller.
And when it says no 78, is that no suspect?
No suspect.
Ms. Latners, turning back to the top, do you see the disposition for this CAD report?
Code 12 investigated.
And Ms. Latners, do you have before you a 911 call associated with this?
Yes.
Your Honor, is that 1 Lima Lima Alpha?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, the state is publishing 1 Lima Lima Alpha for the jury.
Atlanta 911, operator 6544, what's the address of your emergency?
I said 1903 Drew Drive.
1903 Drew Drive?
Yes.
Do you need police, fire, ambulance?
It's very great. Good to see you
I
here.
think it's the police.
Okay, what's going on there?
I just woke up and I just heard about 9 gunshots.
Okay, can you tell me which direction you think it's coming from?
It came from the parking deck.
Okay. And this is an apartment?
Yes.
What's the name of the apartment?
Columbia Crest.
Is there a gate code?
Yes.
Can you share that with me, please?
0162.
For
0162, what's your name?
Stop.
Stephanie, what's your contact phone number?
678
Blah, 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 blah.
769
Blah, blah, blah.
9305.
678-769-9305.
I don't know if that's.
Yes.
Oh,
And you said you heard about 9
geez, that's
gunshots fired at
weird.
the parking deck. By chance, do you see anyone?
I don't even want to get close to one.
Okay. And what's your apartment number?
What is 2309?
Do you want to speak
Oh,
to
I
an officer
hope
when
she
he comes out?
moved as well.
I don't have to. I just know I heard a lot of gunshots just now.
Okay, we're gonna get an officer over there to check it out. Thank you, Stephanie.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Publishing 2 Lima Lima, Your Honor, and Ms. Latners, we're going to talk about 2 Lima Lima. Is this April or 28, 2015?
Yes.
And Ms. Latners, what is the incident report number for 2 Lima Lima?
151180588.
How did this call type come in?
A 911 call.
And what was the caller's first name?
Natasha.
And Ms. Latners, what was the address of this 911 call?
1903 Drew Drive Northwest.
And is there an apartment associated with that call?
Apartment 1122.
And what is the zone and beat for this 911 call?
Zone 1, 110 speed.
And is this after or before the 1 Lima Lima that we just discussed?
After,
How close in time is this 911 call to the first? If you look at 1 and 2 Lima Lima.
about a minute apart.
Now, Ms. Latners, what time did officers get dispatched to this location?
05:55 a.m. hours,
What time did they arrive?
06:03 a.m. hours,
And what time was this call cleared?
11:16 a.m. hours.
Yeah, it's not going to be more fun
Now,
until they
Ms.
call
Ladders,
the
do you
next
see
witness, but
In the middle, under unit
gotta get through
information,
this.
is that the same unit number 1110 and Officer Sean Hill that we just discussed with 1 Lima Lima?
Yes,
So did that officer respond in relation to both of these calls?
yes.
And Ms. Latners, do you see on page 2 at 6:44:05 a.m. where it says M type 54 to 86?
Yes.
What does that indicate for the jury?
Call came in as a suspicious person. That's a signal for Atlanta 54. And also asked the dispatcher to change to 86 to vandalism.
One brief moment, Your Honor. Thank you very much, Ms. Latners. No further questions by the state, Your Honor.
All right.
Yay!
Defense counsel have questions for Ms. Letters?
Cross-examination?
All right. All right, Ms. Letters, thank you for your time. You are excused. Call your next witness. All right.
All right, next witness. Who might that be? Probably one of the cops. This is one of these things where it usually is enough to call the first who got to the scene, who then testifies about who else came to the scene. Then if one of these other patrol officers started gathering evidence, then you need to call that one, plus the crime scene technician, and that's about it. Now, if they have the lead investigator in that specific case, yes, that one should show up as well. Who's next? Oh, there she is. I have no idea who that is. Normal speed, so I catch her name. I assume it's a her.
My name is Denise Bell. Spell my name D-E-N-I-S-E, B-E-L-L. B-E-L-L, yes.
Good morning, Ms. Bell.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm a little nervous.
All right. Is there anything we can do to make you a little less nervous?
Not really.
All right. Ms. Bell, appreciate your honesty. Would you do me a favor and set your purse down by your side?
Yes, I can.
And I'm
This, I assume, is one of the car owner or somebody's mother. I have no clue.
standing over here. Would you direct your communication to the jury over here? They need to hear what you're saying, and you need to talk loudly and into the microphone if you can.
Okay.
Thank you. Ms. Bell, would you tell the jury where you're from originally?
I'm from Atlanta, Georgia.
All right. Do you have family that lives in Atlanta, Georgia?
Yes,
Have you lived in Atlanta all your life?
yes,
Do you have sisters and brothers?
yes.
How many?
I'll say 5.
Um,
Other than me.
And one of them, does one of them live at 1428 Adele Avenue?
Yes,
Have you ever lived at 1428 Adele Avenue?
yes,
And is that in Fulton County?
yes.
How long did you or has your family you and your sister, you or your sister lived at 1428 Adele Avenue?
I mean, she may have been there 25 years and I was like maybe 13 years.
She's been there 25 and you 13?
Yes,
How'd you come to live at 1428 Adele Avenue?
that's a good question.
Thank you.
Some kind of way I had to move from where I was
Mhm.
living at, and I asked her, can I come
All
live
right.
with her?
Okay.
And she said, yes.
Is this sister of yours older or younger than you?
She's younger than me.
Would you describe for the jury what kind of structure, 1428 Adele Avenue, what kind of house does your sister
It's
have?
a nice family home, nice family home.
Is it a condo, townhome, or a standalone?
It's a home,
Standalone house,
Right.
single family?
yes,
All right. Is it brick, siding, something else?
brick.
All right. How many levels does your sister's house have?
I'm gonna say 3.
And when you walk into the door, just from outside, which level do you enter?
You enter on the 2nd level.
Okay. And do you or your sister sleep on,
Different levels, yes.
okay. Would you describe for the jury or tell the jury, I'm sorry, who all on April 28, 2015 lived at that house?
It had to be my sister,
Mhm.
one her daughter,
Okay.
and me.
And you. Would you tell the jury a little about yourself? Do you have children?
Yes,
How old are they?
my oldest will be 48 in next week, and my baby is 47.
Remember when Miss Love said a few days ago that she's older than she looks? And she is apparently 49. That woman on the stand have a 47-year-old child, and she looks younger than Miss Love. Just saying.
Did either of your kids live at 1428 Adele Avenue?
No,
In April?
No.
All right. Your sister, how many kids does your sister have?
she has 4.
Would you tell the jury first the name and then the age of the 4 children that your sister had?
Your Honor, I'm going to object as to relevance.
Your Honor, this is the address that the jury just heard about.
Age of the children.
I can approach as to why I'm doing it that way, but I have a reason and it is relevant.
All right, I'll give you some leeway.
Thank you. Would you tell the jury the name and age?
The reason is sympathy. Relevance, well, I'm not entirely sure.
Of your sister's 4 children?
I think the twins, which is Diamond and Daryl, maybe 27 now,
And that would have made them, what, 18 in
I
2015?
suppose.
Okay. And what's your sister's oldest child's name?
Stacy Adams, and she's 40.
She's 40. So she would have been, would she have been 31 in April of 2015?
Completely.
Okay.
Does your sister have a son, Philip Collins?
Yes,
Does Philip Collins go by the name Philo?
yes,
And would Philip Collins have been around 25 in April 2015?
I will say so.
She is talking about
Did
them in
your other
past
siblings
tense.
have children? Did your other sisters and brothers, did you
Yes.
have other nieces and nephews?
Yes, I do.
All right. Did any of those other nieces and nephews at any time during April 2015 live at the house with you and your sister?
No,
Did your sister's children, the 4 you just named, Philo, Darren, Diamond, and Stacy, did either of them live at the house besides Diamond in April 2015?
no.
Did they visit the house regularly?
Well, they come by because they want to eat, and I cook a lot for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And it's delicious.
Would you describe for the jury the area of Atlanta that, let me be more specific. Do you know where the Atlanta University Center is?
Yes,
All right. Thank you to Unnamed and Unindicted, who gifted 5 memberships. To Ginger Jam, Justice for Miss Love's share. Law, news, and laughter with Aussie Overlord. Aussie in the house. Christina Bingham and Ibmore 76. Now you also have access to all my members only content, members only emojis, and the Discord. Thank you so much, unnamed and unindicted. That brings us up to 10 gifted memberships.
Is 1428 Adele Avenue down the street from Morris Brown College?
I wouldn't exactly say down the street, but it's not far
Okay.
from the home.
And is it also close to Spelman, Morehouse, Clark?
Yes.
All right. And also, please describe in the best way that you can the neighborhood that 1428 Adele Avenue is.
It's a wonderful neighborhood to raise your kids in. You know, it's a wonderful neighborhood. It was not, we felt no danger or anything. It's a nice neighborhood.
Is it mostly houses like the one you and your sister lived
I'm
in?
going to object as to relevance, Your Honor.
Overruled.
Yeah.
Does the house itself sit off of of Adele Avenue, or?
Now, I understand this family member's grief. I understand why she wants to testify. But for me, this is more of a witness impact statement. It happened with Mr. Thomas' dad. It happened with other family members. So for me, this is, I mean, this might sound cold, and I understand, but this is a trial where you present evidence and testimony about the actual act committed. I'm not entirely sure how relevant this actually is, but maybe they will surprise us.
Is it in a subdivision?
Well, it's just a street with houses, you know.
How often did your sister's children, either Philo, Darren, or Stacy, visit?
Objection as to relevance.
There's, Your Honor, I am asking.
Sustained.
Okay.
Asked and answered.
Out of all your nieces and nephews, did you have any other nephew who was 18 in April of 2015?
No.
Okay. And did any of your other nieces and nephews visit your home at 1428 Adele Avenue as often as Cecilia's children did?
No.
Would Cecilia's children visit at least once a week?
Yeah.
Leading.
But
I was
I'm
trying to be.
seeing the relevance of this right now, so you said you'd get to it.
We are. Okay, thank you, Judge. Ms. Bell, do you remember April 27th and 28th of 2015?
Yes.
Why do you remember that date range?
That was the day that I was shot.
Could you lean into your mic and speak a little louder for this jury? so
That
they
was the
hear?
day that I was shot.
On that particular day, do you remember what day of the week it
Okay,
was?
she is the
I wanna say
actual,
what I
okay.
did.
She was the actual victim of this shooting. Okay, now this makes more sense.
It was started Monday, but it probably ended up Tuesday morning.
All right. And did the day involve anything of note before you got shot? Anything
No,
happened?
everything was fine.
Do you remember who all was at the house that Monday?
I won't say, I guess, you know, it's me, Cecilia, and her daughter.
Did you all have any kind of concerns for your safety that day?
Not at all.
Do you remember about what time you turned in for the evening?
Well, I usually go to bed kind of late.
What's late for you?
I won't say 12:30, something like that.
And was that particular night any different than any other? Did you go to bed about 12:30?
Yes.
All right. Were any of your nieces or nephews visiting at that time that you went to bed?
No.
Would you describe for the jury where inside the house your bedroom was?
I'm gonna say, like from this desk to that door.
The door at the back of the courtroom?
Yeah, that door.
And so would the door represent the front door of the house?
No.
What does the door represent as far as the house goes?
This would represent the front door, but this would be the front door.
And so with where you are being the front door, the back door is your room?
I wouldn't say, no, not the back door.
No, I mean,
The
the back
door-
door of the courtroom.
Yes,
Was there a straight shot from your room to the front door?
yes.
Did anybody else stay or sleep on that same level with you?
I think, her daughter,
All right. And where did your sister sleep?
she slept upstairs.
Now, at the time you went to bed, describe from the time you went to bed to the time you remember something happening.
Well, we really didn't do anything, but sometimes we sit up and talk, stuff like that, but we really didn't do anything. I might have had a drink or two before we went to bed, but other than that, other than that,
What was your drink of choice?
vodka.
All right. Did you have it in the kitchen or did you have it in your room?
I had it in my room.
All right.
All right. Yeah. I like this woman, and I'm very sorry for her being shot. She didn't deserve it at all. Nobody does. Nobody does. And I agree with my chat here. Did she see the perpetrator? I would assume the answer would be no, because middle of the night, young shots fired.
Was it next to your bed
Yes,
on the floor?
yes.
All right. So tell the jury, once you went to bed, if you got up at any point before 6 a.m. What do you remember happening from the time you went to bed?
Oh, well, the time I went to bed, and anything really happened.
Okay.
I took the doorbell on.
All right. When the doorbell rang, what'd you do?
I answered the door.
Do you remember about how many people were at the door?
No, I don't.
Was it family or strangers that were at the door?
Well,
I must admit, I'm lost here, because I had an inkling on what shooting was up next. This isn't it. So I'm completely in the dark here.
I'll say family, because I wouldn't open the door at 3 o'clock in the morning for a stranger.
Fair enough. Was your sister's 18-year-old son one of the people that was at the door?
It had to be a sibling, yes. Yes, it was.
Okay. And were the other people with your nephew older, younger, or around the same
couldn't
age?
I don't know. I didn't even see them.
Okay.
Your Honor, excuse me, I'm sorry. Could I have the witness pull the microphone a little bit closer, please?
Yeah, I don't know what the
Your Honor, actually,
problem is. It doesn't move, it's stuck.
I mean, maybe I need to move a little closer.
I think that this one has.
Can you repeat?
Now, without knowing exactly which kind of act this is, let's, for the sake of argument, say somebody pled guilty to this. Somebody did time for this. Then, in my personal opinion, it's over and done with. Right?
Can she repeat that last answer once we got the mic fixed? Try the one on the, well, that one's plugged in. Does anybody have a mic they can donate for a minute?
He says the state granted immunity to the most likely actual shoot. Okay, so this is one of
That's fine.
Woody's
Ms. Bell,
alleged
I'm gonna give
crimes.
you my microphone, and if you could just lean into my microphone, and I'll move these back just so we don't have feedback.
All right, why don't you push that mic down towards your mouth?
I'm a light speaker. I used to didn't be, but I am now.
All right, and ask that last question so they can hear the answer.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Bell, when you heard the doorbell ring at 3:30 in the morning, and you said your 18-year-old nephew came in, did you see the people who were with your nephew? Not recognize them, just did you see anybody else with them?
It may have been, but I didn't pay any attention because once I opened the door and it was somebody that I recognized, I just walked away. I walked away from the door. I didn't really pay any attention. I just walked. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm asleep. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't really pay any attention.
Did the demeanor of your 18-year-old nephew or any of the people who were coming in cause you any concern?
No,
Did they, were they being loud or rowdy or anything like that?
no,
Did they in any way appear angry?
no.
Do you know, or did you recognize what they did once you let them in the house?
No.
Now, do you like guns?
No,
Do you make it known to your nephews and nieces you don't like guns?
yes,
Do they respect you enough to respect the fact that you don't like guns?
yes.
Alright, so on this day, if it's 3:30 in the morning, was the previous morning was the previous day the Monday, or are we not in a Monday?
The previous day was Monday.
So if it's this 3:30 Tuesday morning,
Yes,
did you see any guns in the hands of anybody that you let in the house at
No.
3:30? Do you remember what anybody was wearing?
no,
Was there any room on the level that they came into that you saw them go in the direction of?
I didn't pay any attention.
Tell the jury, what you did once you let them in the house.
I went back to my bedroom.
How far was your bedroom from where you parted ways with them?
Oh, I guess a few feet,
Did you hear anything from them, like anything?
nothing.
Were you close enough to have heard if they've been arguing or anything?
Yep.
No.
April
Were you close
28th,
enough if they had been
2015.
arguing to have heard it?
I would have heard it.
All right. Tell the jury once you got back to your room, what you did.
I stepped in my room, and by my alcohol being next to my bed, I figured I'd take a drink, but I didn't get a chance to do that
Why?
because gunfire rang out. And by then, I was hit.
Yeah, your voice dropped.
I was hit.
What did you say right before you were hit?
I picked up the ball, and then I put it back down because I was hit.
Did you hear anything before you were hit?
I just probably heard a gunfire, but nothing else.
When you say you were hit, what do you mean?
I was hit by a bullet. I was shot. I just said I was hit instead of shot.
Did you immediately know you had been shot?
Yes.
What happened? How did you feel it? What tell the jury what that was?
Well, actually, I didn't really feel any pain at the time. I was very scared, and I looked into my hallway, which is right my bedroom, the hallway right at my bedroom. So when I turned my back and looked around, the police was already there.
Do you have any idea how long it took you to gather yourself and look around and see the police?
I really didn't have any time.
Did you see when you realized you'd been shot, were you able to see if there were any holes in the house for a bullet to have come through? Like, did a bullet, did you see where it came through?
It came through my wall.
Through your what?
My wall,
Do you remember how many shots you heard?
no, I don't.
Did you hear more than one?
Yes,
Do you remember what they sounded like?
it was very loud,
Do you remember whether they were fast?
fast.
You being way more dignified than me, probably. Was it or something different?
I really don't remember.
What do you recall doing after you looked around and saw the police officer in the house?
I just stood there by the bed.
By the bed?
I stood by the bed. I never sit down or anything. I just stood there.
Was the police officer inside your bedroom when you looked?
No, he wasn't in my bedroom. He was in the hallway.
Do you recall saying anything?
No, I didn't say anything to him.
Do you remember who all was in the house at that moment where you noticed the police was in the house?
No,
Did you have any idea where your nephew and your nephew's friends were?
no.
What about your sister?
She actually didn't even really see anything or hear anything.
Without talking about what you had seen her, where she was.
Oh, she was upstairs in her bedroom asleep.
Did she come down at any point and join you in your
No,
bedroom?
no.
Did you see her interacting with the police?
I don't recall. I didn't see that.
Tell the jury the next things you remember happening.
I remember the ambulance came and they put me on the gurney. And they prepped me as they taking me out the house. Once I was in the ambulance, I really did not know how serious the injuries were. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't really feel any pain until I was operated on. The pain was so excruciating that I wouldn't wish it on nobody.
Were you in the hospital one more time?
I might have been in the hospital maybe a month and a half.
Ms. Bell, would you tell the jury if your neighborhood that you lived in on 1428 Adele Avenue was a neighborhood where younger, or you noticed your neighbors were?
No younger people. No younger people. Most of the residents there were older people. They had already been there for many years.
40 or older, 30 or older?
They was older than that.
Did you notice whether any of them had kids that came off in the house?
No.
Ms. Bell, I'm going to show you what has been marked as State's Exhibit 5 KK, and forgive me for not knowing the military. kilo,
Kilo.
5 kilo, through 9 kilo, and a copy Mr. Brown is providing to the defense for them to look at while you're taking a look at 5 kilo through 9 kilo. And just tell me if you recognize the area depicted in these photographs. Looking starting at 5 kilo right here. Do you see 1428 Adele Avenue?
Yes.
Is that a fair and accurate representation, 5 kilo of what you and your sister's home look like
Yes.
in 2015?
Yes.
What about 6 kilo? Are you able to see the house in that?
Yes.
Is that too a fair and accurate representation of what the house looked like?
Yes.
In 2015? Looking at 7, 8, and 9 kilo, do you see 1428 Adele Avenue in each of these photographs?
Not in this one.
Okay, and this one is 8 kilo?
Yes.
All right. What about 7 kilo? Do you see y'all's house in that?
Yes.
Does it look like it did in 2015 and 8?
Yes.
What about in 9 kilo?
Yes.
Now, do you see Adele Avenue in 8 kilo?
No.
So. Would 5, 6, 7, and 9 kilo aid you in more clearly telling and testifying to the jury about where things were, like your room and the holes or whatever you saw in the house were located on April 28th?
Ask me that again and understand you.
All right. Do you see anything different about the house at 1428 Adele Avenue in these pictures than the way the house looked in April 2015?
No.
Your Honor, state tenders 5 kilo, 6, 7, and 9 kilo as evidence.
All right, admitted without objection.
Ms. Nair, you have the host published, okay. Starting with the court's permission, may I publish 5
Nay.
kilo?
I don't know yet. I would assume they will have
It's gonna come up on.
in some shape or form.
And it's on this side.
All right.
Oh, that's a nice looking house.
Do you see where that arrow is in 5 kilo? If we could blow it up a little bit more. And would you describe for the jury which of these houses is 1428 Adele Avenue after we get gray box out of this way?
The one with the cars in the driveway.
And would you tell the jury, are you able to describe for the jury where the front door of the house is?
The front door would be right there where those bushes.
Who would put the arrow over the bushes?
That's the front door.
And is that the door or the different door that you answered at 3:30?
That's the door.
And does that door face Adele Avenue?
Yes.
In relation to that door, would you describe which side of the house your room was on?
Straight.
Straight
through.
back?
Yes.
Were you ever able to see how many bullet holes ended up being in your house that day?
I wouldn't say I seen it that day.
I mean, later on, were you able to see how many bullet holes?
Yes.
Approximately how many did you see?
I never counted them.
Was it more than 3?
Yes.
Do you know if it got up to as many as 10?
I'm not sure.
Do you know if that house had any bullet holes in it before?
No, ma'am.
that day?
Can I have a tissue?
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Ms. Bell, had you heard or had you ever experienced gunfire in the, was it 10 years
Yes.
that you lived there before that day?
No.
Did you know, or did you call 911?
No.
Do you have any memory of who, if anyone, called 911 in your house?
No.
Do you even remember talking to anybody before the ambulance came? Do you remember having any
No.
conversation?
got a few questions about Mr. Zachary. Is he AWOL or is he sitting in jail because he would not wanted to testify? Doesn't Zachary have a plea deal? I have to search my memory here. Isn't Zachary the one that was ill? Or was that a cop? I don't remember. Or did he just dun off I go? I'm not sure. Let's just say that.
The,
Hey, Otto is here with some clarity. The Atlanta police tied this shooting to another shooting that night on Landrum Drive that was caused by an incident at Club Crucial nightclub earlier around 2 a.m. Just some backstory. Okay, so this may or may not be the Club Crucial incident follow-up that the previous witness testified about.
does your sister, your nephew, who at the time was 25, at the time in April 2015, did he have a child himself?
Yes.
Did you know the mother of your 25-year-old nephew's child? And by no, I don't mean like had a relationship with her, I mean, did you know who she was?
I mean, I've seen her.
Did she live, did you know where she lived?
No.
Had you ever visited her
No.
house? Do you know if she lived in an apartment house like y'all's or something different?
I'm not sure.
Are you at all familiar with Drew Drive?
Yes.
How are you familiar with Drew Drive?
Well, everybody knows the old Perry home.
It's Old Perry Homes. And had you ever driven or gone to that area generally?
No.
Do you have any idea how far it was from where you lived on 80th?
No.
Do you know whether your nephew's child's mother lived?
Objection, Your Honor, as to short decision.
Overruled as to that.
Do you know whether your 25-year-old nephew's child's mother lived in that area?
No, I didn't know.
When you say you didn't know, you're talking about in
At that
2015?
time, no, I didn't.
Do you now know whether she
I
did?
did everything happened.
And in April 2015, can you tell the jury today, in April 2015, did your nephew's child mother live on Drew Drive? Yeah.
Yes.
Did you drive at that time?
No.
Did your sister drive?
She drives.
Now, the cars in the driveway of States 5KK, are those, that's not your car? Is
No,
that your car?
no.
All right. Is that your sister's car?
No.
All right. Do you remember what kind of car your sister drove? April 28, 2020?
Pacifica.
Pacifica?
Yes.
Is that a van, Chrysler Pacifica
Yeah.
or something? Okay. Do you remember what color it was?
It was like a blue.
Blue?
Yes.
Any idea of whether it was dark, light?
It was like that.
Okay. Do you know at the time that you were shot, do you know if there were any other cars in your driveway that you remember?
No.
When the ambulance came, do you remember where it was parked when you got in?
No.
Did you ever see any shell casings outside the house?
No, I didn't.
Did you ever see any bullets inside the house?
No.
Are you able to tell the jury where in the house you saw bullet holes? Generally speaking, not necessarily exact places.
I'm gonna say a picture window, we can call it a picture window. That's old, but it was a picture window in my bedroom wall.
Do I have, is a picture window like open sink in the kitchen or something?
No, the picture window, is the first window,
First window.
at the front door.
Thank you. And did you at all ever see who it was that fired those rounds in y'all's house?
No idea.
Just 1 second.
It's a lot of unnecessary questions, in my opinion, because she's up there because she was shot.
Basically, Ms. Bell was already been admitted as Stacy's exhibit 4KK, 4 kilo alpha. And if you could tell me if you recognize the voice of the person speaking first after the option.
Put a lead out.
And that's 911, operator 6587. What's the address of your emergency?
Someone just turned the shot on my house and my auntie got shot.
Okay.
And stopping at 1417. Do you, without saying any names, do you recognize the voice of the person?
I think that's my niece.
The niece that lived with you?
No.
Okay, a different niece?
Yes.
Whose child was that niece?
Wait, let me take that back. I'm not sure. It sounded like.
What? All right, we're gonna put it a little bit more, okay?
Okay, let me hear it again. She said.
Yes, keep playing.
Okay, what's the address?
1428
1428.
Adele Avenue.
I recognize the voice.
You're not in here, please pause. Is that the niece that lived with you or just the
It
niece?
needs to go with me.
All right. Thank you so much, Ms. Bell. Just 1 minute. I think that's all I have. Thank you.
All right, do any of the defense attorneys have questions for this witness?
On behalf of Ms. Williams, we have no questions.
Yeah, your choice. Just
All
Just
right,
let her go.
Ms. Bell, thank you for your time, and you are.
don't give the prosecution a chance to rebut or redirect.
Okay, let's take a restroom convenience break. And y'all have your next witness lined up, okay?
All right, bathroom break. And we are actually up to live. Yeah, that was a smart move because there was nothing she could testify to that would improve for the defense. The only question, but that was implied, she had no idea who fired the shot. So, there we are again. Dun, dun, dun. Boom. Oh, I recognize that. That. Hold on while I put this down here. That is a sidebar, which brings us to sidebar counter 246. All right, why is it a sidebar? Don't they have the next witness? Hey, Jessica, new member. Thank you. You now have access to all members only content on my channel. Your very own members only emojis and my Discord. The link to my Discord is in the community section on YouTube. You press the link, you get some question, and then you tell the mods what your name is on YouTube, if it isn't the same as the Discord name. And thank you so much. And we are back at looking at the state of Georgia seal. All right. Apparently, it was whatever happened is important enough for a sidebar, and back to the seal. And I don't know why. I have no clue. Let's see if I can find some info. Hey, Iron Rabbit gifted 5 memberships. Thank you to Diva Darkness, Nikki Zibz, Jordan Graham, Rosalind, and Whiskey 77. Thank you, Iron Rabbit. Thank you so much. That gets us to, well, 16 new members, or yes, 15 gifted memberships and 1 who became a member. Thank you. So 16. Thank you. Woo! I like that. Yeah, I have no idea what is going on and why it was so important. On the via Thug Daily, he says his guest is the next victim. The next witness might be another who was shot at in this incident, and that would be maybe Miss Cecilia Davis. So I'll just do like that, because we don't know. Is she there? Isn't she there? M. Shannon, I like that sidebar voice better than the other ones. Maybe because you have made that other voice 245 times. I try to do some slight variation on, because have you done it when you've done it almost 250 times with the sidebar? I mean, you can only be that inventive. Samantha Joe says, I'm glad they moved Williams back to where he was. Yes. Yesterday at the hearing day, they switched around between the defendants and put Mr. Williams in front where Doug and Mr. Nick, where Doug was. And there were some objections about that thingy. But now they are almost back. Little Rod was caught with contraband again. I didn't know that. I only heard it was some security issues. But I don't know, Little Rod, was he caught in jail or out of jail or in the courtroom? I have no idea. And thank you to Polly Popcorn, who gifted 1 membership. Thank you to Misty Rutherford. Yay! That is so nice of you. Thank you so much. And that brings us up to 17 new members today. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. 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 Thank you all who gifted memberships. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And we're still waiting for them to actually come back. I have no idea what's going on. Maybe Dennis Byron, I think, is in court. Maybe he has written something. Nope. Maybe Infamous, yeah. Managed to get some writing in. Nope. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. No, nothing I can see at the moment. Yeah, no clue why they are taking so long. Dear War Christian, let's see. Dun, dun, dun. I don't see anything on the Twitters. Oh, look at that. Ah, Otto gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much. Let's see who they were gifted to. Letta Matt. The Adventures of Chloe and Daisy. Lisa Faltersack. Britt. Yeah. Congratulations. Now you also have access to all my members-only content. Your own
Done, and
only
we'll
emojis.
pick
and
back up tomorrow
to the
with the jury
Discord.
again. So sorry about witnesses you may have had here, but just have them in the morning instead. Okay. All right, we'll be in recess till 2.
What? Oh, you absolute. They didn't have the witnesses ready. They didn't have the witnesses ready. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? They didn't have the witnesses ready. So we got the records custodian, we got the one victim of this shooting, and nothing else. How can you be this unprepared? How? The records custodian, they only had 2 witnesses lined up this morning. 2. And now they will be back in 3 hours. No, they didn't even have somebody lined up for directly after lunch. I got the question on Twitter. I'll see if I can find it now, because that is somebody who can see the future. Let me see if I can find it again. Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Well, the question was that, do you think the state will go through more than 2 witnesses today? And I'm not sure. The incompetence of this the incompetence of this prosecution is unimaginable. They had 2 years to prepare, more than 2 years, since May of 2022. Then they had the entire 2 months of the break they caused in the ex parte meeting to prepare. Then they had yesterday to prepare and other days to prepare. They knew these 2 first witnesses would be short witnesses. I don't mean in height, but in length, in time. And what do? They don't line up their witnesses. And now apparently we will be back at 2. That's 3 hours. You know, yeah, this is so stupid. This is I've never. Yeah, the state listed 10 witnesses they were going to call next. Where are they? Where are they? Yeah, I can imagine Judge Whitaker is all about time. Now, she hasn't shown it completely, but Patty B says they are sending the jury home. Recess until 2 was the last thing I heard. Let's see if somebody says something different. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. Now, let's just listen to what the last thing she said. Where did it go? Where did it go?
Get done, and we'll pick.
Let's see what she actually says.
Get done, and we'll pick back up tomorrow with the jury again. So sorry about witnesses you may have had here, but just have them in the morning instead. Okay.
Oh, okay. So we are actually in recess until tomorrow, not until 2. Not until 2. Let's listen to that again.
Get done, and we'll pick back up tomorrow with the jury again. So sorry about witnesses you may have had here, but just have them in the morning instead. Okay. All right. We'll be in recess till 2.
Okay. So I instruct you to forget what I said. This might be a jury issue. Yeah, as you pointed out. Because apparently the state did have witnesses ready for the rest of the day. But they sent the jury home and they are in recess until tomorrow. I'm checking the Twitters. Let's see here. Let's see if I found. So it's more than me that heard 2 p.m. Let's see here.
jury again. So sorry about witnesses you may have had here, but just have them in the morning instead. Okay. All right, we'll be in recess till 2.
Okay. They are in recess until 2, so they might be doing some preparation. I have no idea what actually happened. Yeah, they hauled these guys out of jail around 4 a.m. to get here. Then it will probably just be the lawyers and defendants at 2 p.m. Okay. 2 p.m. Yeah, that's a 3-hour break. And I mean, I can do a lot, but I don't know how to entertain you for 3 full hours. I really don't. I wish. I mean, that is one. I'm good at commenting what is going on, just filling up time. I'm not the best at cold talk, and I mean, I can thank everybody individually for being here, but I do have work to do. And no, Polly, I do not have a stripper pole. You know what? My plan was going to lunch, then start earlier tomorrow, going through the rest of the day. Now I actually can do some work and come back at 2 p.m. instead. How about that? So, but I will send, let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, I'm going to send you off to Cat Williams. And I will see you. Hi, Rose. Yeah, I am working. And it's still busy, but I did find time for this. But now I can get 3 hours of work in, and then I will see you all back here at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I will pick right back up. All right. Thank you for the gifted memberships and everything. And yeah, see you later, and hug your family. Unless your family is crap, then screw them and give your love to the people who deserve it. All right? See you in a few hours. See ya. Bye-bye.
Prison the line, baby stolen through Atlanta streets. Crimes unfolding, but here's the twist. They're just a myth, ghosts in the night, they don't exist. Streets are buzzing, stories flying, legends living without denying. But in the shadows, truths resist. Quez and Lil Mike, just a twist. They're just illusions, echoes in the mist. Crimes and hills, but they don't exist.